Good morning, or should I say almost afternoon. I hope you are enjoying your Saturday. So this morning I watched a video on the Splurge eyeshadow, which is our cream eyeshadow. And if you've been watching me, you know that most of the time I prefer our palettes because they're amazing. The colors are chosen for you to help you get that smoky eye look, and it doesn't take a whole lot of thought, process to pick your colors. But the lady today looked so awesome, like, oh, I can do that too. So you guys are gonna witness and see if I can actually do that as well. So to get started, I have already applied my primer. And one thing I did learn from watching her video today is that if you do your foundation and bronzer last, that's actually the proper technique. I have always done my eyes last. But a lot of our pigments and even our Splurge eyeshadow have shimmer in them, which is like a sparkle. So as you're applying that sparkle and glitter can kind of fall on your face, where if you do your foundation and then your bronzer and blush and then actually your concealer last, then that will help kind of cover all that up and create clean lines for you. So my face is naked right now except for my primer, and I did go ahead and apply my eye primer so that I am ready to go. So again, I'm going to use the lighter shade of Elegant, and I have my cream shadow brush, wherever it says cream. There we go. One thing I learned is that when you apply it to your brush, if you actually put it in the lid and play with it there, it kind of softens it up a little bit and is a little bit easier to make sure that it's all in your brush. So I'm just kind of dabbing it on. And I also learned that as you apply it, you don't want to just paint. You're actually, patting, kind of dapping it on. So I am going to pat it on. And I have hooded eyes, so I actually need to go up a little bit higher on my brow bone than most of you will, because as I'm looking straight ahead, up here covers my eyelid. So if I did not do that, you would not even ever see that I had eyeshadow on. So I am going up even higher, because what's the point of putting on eyeshadow if people cannot see it? Okay, so one coat so far. Let it dry, and you're actually going to apply 2 separate coats. So if you let it dry, because if you go ahead and put it right back on, you're just essentially working with one layer. So let that dry a little bit. And again, and I'm not going all the way to the outer side. I did a little bit just so that it will blend a little bit, but we're going to go back through with that darker color. So again, here is my second coat. Again, just playing with it in my lid, making sure that my color is going to pop. And again, I am patting it. I am not painting it on, brushing it on, just patting. And again, I am going up higher into my brow bone to make sure that you can see that color. Okay, so there is step 1. Now, if you have 2 brushes like a lot of people do, you can go ahead and just start applying the color. I only have the one that came with my kit, so I am just running it underwater right now, nothing special. And then I'm just going to use some Kleenex to dry it off. And then I'm going to go back through with that darker color. So next I am going to use Tenacious. And again, I'm just going to put some on the brush and then actually put it into the lid to play with it. So again, I just clean my brush, putting a little bit into the lid. Now this is going to be my crease color. And what I learned today, handy dandy trick, is if you actually make a line from the corner of your eye out to your where your end of your eyebrow stops, that kind of makes, a line for you to follow. Now I did not go all the way to my brow, so I did not touch it. And since I have hooded eyes, I am kind of making a V. And again, I am going up higher than my crease bone so that you can actually see it. And again, I am patting. So again, just pat. And again, I'm not going past that line so that I have a clean line. So far, we have a line. Now, I'm not done yet. I'm going to go back through with one more coat. But actually, I saw her use a little bit of the Angelic. And let me see what brush I want to use. I'm going to use my liner and just get a little bit of that loose pigment And if you go on the inside of your eyes, it's just gonna kind of make that pop. So just right on the inside. So just a little bit under, get a little bit more color on my brush. And again, I'm using Angelic, a staple that you must have if you do not already. Okay, so just a little bit on the inside of my eye. And I'm also going to use a little bit, here's my crease brush. So I'm gonna get a little bit of that, but I'm actually gonna go right up under my brow. So just a little bit, and I have not done my brows yet, so I would go through and use my brow bone pencil and go in with that. Okay, so now that we've given our splurge time to set, I'm gonna go back through once I find my brush. Okay, so I got my cream brush, I've got my cream shadow. So again, I'm just gonna go back through kind of with that V to get that darker effect. And one good thing about our cream splurge is that it dries to a powder. So as soon as it is set, I'm gonna be able to go back through and blend it all together. Okay, so I'm gonna let that set. And then I'm going to grab my angle sponge and just kind of blend it all. I put that little bit under there, and I'm also going to take my liner brush and I'm going to go back through with that darker color that I used, again using Tenacious, and I have it just in the lid. I'm actually going to use a little bit of it as an eyeliner, so just right underneath, just that way the colors blend all the way around my eye. So again, we went up here and just a little bit under the eye. And now I'm going to just finish the look. I'm going to use my eyeliner. Now you can use the liquid, but since our cream eyeshadow is more of a liquid, you're gonna get a little bit better result with your pencil. So just go ahead and make a straight line. I'm gonna go out just a little bit past. Go through on my waterline. There you go. And just to show you how much it will pop, I'm going to go ahead and do my 3D fiber mascara. Again, I always do one eye at a time anyway. Your bigger tube is your transplanting gel. So just go ahead and coat your eyelashes, tops, bottoms. Go ahead and get your bottom set. Now, another trick I learned today is that when you apply your fibers, kind of start at the middle out instead of going all the way to the base. It kind of avoids clumps. Oh, and one thing I did before I started, I did use my eyelash curler. So I have already done that as well. Okay, and then just one more set. Voila! So, if you can see, and of course I would go back through with my brow and the rest of my face. Can you see the difference? So, and again, just to reinforce, my next step would actually either be my liquid foundation and then my bronzer, then I would go through with my blush. And I also learned that with concealer, I had grabbed the lightest color because I thought, okay, dark circles, you want a light color to kind of balance it out. Well, what I learned today is actually that chiffon, which is the color that I use anyway for my foundation because I have a pink face, actually works best for under circle eyes because the circles under your eyes are purple. Well, the chiffon actually has those pinks in it, which help balance it out. So if you get chiffon, that's actually going to work the best if you have really dark under circle eyes. So that would actually be my last step, would be go through with the concealer. So when you do a foundation and apply, you don't even need to get under your eyes because you're going to come back through with that as one of your final steps. So I hope you have and enjoyed seeing the Splurge eyeshadow. Apparently it is pretty easy to use. Now, if only I had somewhere to go. But instead, I'm going to curl up with a good book. So enjoy your weekend. Thank you.